What's going down? I'm Donald Nelson with Supreme Confidence. You're listening to today's episode of the Confidence in the Klutch podcast on the Confidence in the Klutch network. Whether it's the game of basketball or the game of life, you got to have confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence. Pressure makes diamond. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck. Stay woke or get out. Gold, ball, or bust. High school season is over in the state of Wisconsin. You got some people that got some gold balls. Got some people that got some silver balls too. As long as you got that hardware, them necklaces, it's all good, man. You can't fit in when you're standing out. Listen to Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, YouTube, and at confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com. Subscribe, rate, and review. That bell button to get notifications of new episodes is important. Visit us on Facebook, Confidence in the Klutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at K and the K. Coming up, we're going to talk about AB, Odell, and LeVean and everything that happened. Kareem Hunt and his suspension, what that means. Lakers drama as usual. Westbrook responds. NBA playoff picture. Zion, NCAA 68 team is set. I'm not making my picks, but we're going to talk about it. Remember, we'll always bring you quality content with strong opinions and facts. The confidence starts right now. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3, in the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the clutch.
Confidence in the clutch.
Welcome to the basketball wild. Shot time. Yeah. Man, I watched R. Kelly concert last night. The Light It Up tour, let me tell you something, man. That brother's talented, man. All the stuff that's going on, I get it, but sometimes you got to separate the music from the man. Like I said, my life has been, I was raised on R. Kelly, Keep Sweating, Too Short. Ask any woman I dealt with, they'll tell you this, they'll tell you, yeah, he was. R. Kelly, Keep Sweating, Too Short. That was I was raised on, man. So, let's get it in like we usually do about this time, man. Oh, why that sound like that? Okay, we got it, yo. Let's get into it. All right. AB got traded to the Raiders for a 3rd and 5th round pick. Now listen to everything that the Raiders did. So basically, they gave up Amari Cooper for a number 1, but then they got AB. You know what I mean? So they got they got AB and a number 1 for Amari Cooper in the 3rd and the 5. Man, come on. It makes sense. People don't like people for whatever reasons. That's on them. It is what it is. Now, the Raiders will be moving after the 2020 season, depending on how the stadium's getting built out there, if it's getting done on schedule, whatever. So that's something to look at for them. More money. You know, they gave Antonio Brown a $3-year, $51 million deal with $30 million guaranteed. The Steelers are on the hook for $21.5 million right now against their salary cap and dead money for a player that they moved on and traded from, and he got a new deal. Y'all do the math. More money. So, this is what it is. Who is accountable for this shit from the Steelers? That's all I want to know. Is it the GM who talking about, yeah, Ben has 50, 51, or 52 other kids he got to worry about? Is it the players? Is it AB acting, doing stuff that he didn't need to be doing out there and getting called out and didn't like getting called out and all that? Is it Big Ben for calling everybody out but don't call himself out? Do you get tired of that? Yes, you do. Is it the owner like, man, we can't sit these men down and just hash this shit out? Is it Mike Tomlin with the reports of he's a player's coach, we'll put up with your shit as long as you're productive? But that goes for everybody. The quarterback, the DB, the running back, it is what it is. Did Le'Veon Bell set this up by not showing up this year? What they had got to the ball? There's all of those things. There's a lot of things going into that. It's all of those things. All of those things. It's a combination. Remember, you know, I'm always big on levels. So there's levels to all of this. So everybody had a part to play. So moving on. What about Mr. Odell? He get traded now, right? He get traded. So Odell get traded to the Browns for their 1st round pick, which is number 17. A 3rd round pick and safety Jabril Peppers. Now, the Giants have $16 million. $16 million in dead space on their cap for this season. Let me get this right. Giants got $16 million. They just paid Odell last year, beginning of last season or whatever, and he was the highest paid wide receiver in history for guaranteed paper. All right. So Pittsburgh got $21.5 million. $21.5 million in dead money for AB. Got paid 2 seasons ago. Odell got $16 million in dead money for the Giants they paid. Like, I don't get that. Y'all gonna pay somebody then trade them off. So Cleveland is on the board right now. You know what I'm saying? They on the board looking like they're gonna be a very exciting team. On Madden, they're probably gonna be decent. Cause they're gonna be able to do a little bit of all. You know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh's still gonna be decent too. It all depends what happened in this it all depends what happened in this free agency though. But Odell over there, you got him, Jarvis Landry, you got Nick Chubb, you got a couple other wide receivers, you got Kareem Hunt, you got Baker Mayfield. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of different personalities. So it's gonna be a strong coach. You got a first-year head coach. They got defensive cats out there that's decent. It's a lot going on. So hopefully they can support each other and do what they need to do. Moving on. LeVean Bell banked on himself, didn't play. I think he had 14 or 16 million that the Patriots was gonna give him. He didn't want him to franchise him. Like, man, as long as y'all don't franchise me, I come back. Pittsburgh we gonna franchise you. We ain't telling you nothing. You come back if you gonna hoop. If you ain't gonna hoop, whatever. Right. So he doesn't get franchised. He sits out, but that money he ain't gonna never get back. So he signs with the Jets, a 4-year, $52.5 million deal, which is basically the same deal he would have got from Pittsburgh. But he passed on that $14 million. 3-year, $45 million deal from the Steelers. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Except he gave up that 14. I don't know, but it's something about being free. And the price of freedom is the price of freedom. Sometimes you might lose in the shortcomings, but he's free. He got to be free. He did what he wanted to do his way. You know what I mean? And $14 million, maybe later down the line, he gonna be like, man, I ain't want to miss out on that. You know, I wanted to be a free agent. Didn't want to be in that situation no more. So, you know, that maybe that was a great, like I said, that's what he wanted to do. And you can't fault people for doing what they want to do. Moving on. Mr. Kareem Hunt. Now, he got signed by the Cleveland Browns this offseason, okay, for committing alleged battery incident. Is not domestic violence because it wasn't his woman. It's a battery against a woman. They were both doing things to each other. His was just more egregious than hers. He got suspended for 8 games by the league for the conduct policy for kicking and punching a woman on video last year in February. Hunt had 2 other situations that caused his suspension to be so high though. He had to fight in the club out in the club in Kansas City, and then it was something that happened at his college in Ohio, I believe. Some stuff, man. But he got released on November 30th by the Chiefs and missed the rest of the last season. He missed 5 regular season games and 2 postseason games. That's 7 games. He played in 11 games last season. He probably cost the Chiefs a Super Bowl because he can come out the backfield, do it all, can catch. He was the 5th leading rusher in the NFL at the time of his release from the Chiefs. Let's look at the NFL with their consistency, though. Zeke got 6 games without any video in 2017. Jameis Winston got 3 games for allegedly groping an Uber driver. Hardy got 4 games for the domestic violence against his former girlfriend. Brown. The kicker from the Giants, I believe he got 4 games for the domestic violence against his wife, the alleged domestic violence. So the consistency with suspensions, yeah, but did the NFL get this one right? I guess so. He got 8 games, but shit, he got suspended for a season. My thing is, that wasn't domestic violence. That was assault or battery against a friend. So is it worse for you to do that with somebody you know or somebody you love? Which one is worse? I don't know. The NFL making decisions based upon what they see or what feedback they're getting from society or whatever it may be. I don't know which one is worse. Get into it with your woman that is a lot on stake, or somebody you just trying to get with, and it's turning into something ugly. I don't know. Not my call. Not my call to make a decision on that. So, but I just know that's a hard job to do. But you setting precedent. Let's go back to Ray Rice. Ray Rice got suspended. He never came back. Why? Because people in the league didn't feel like he can get back to the glory days of who he was as a running back. So his talent dropped off. They perceived that, and they said, okay, no, we can't rock with you. It ain't worth it for you. Almost the same with Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, when you free, you can be out here, but your talent, the last time we seen you weren't balling, so therefore there's no need for you to come either. It's crazy. Kareem Hunt would not appeal this suspension. So NFL, they got baselines. They got the 4 to 6. I mean, Tom Brady can get suspended 4 games for telling somebody allegedly to deflate the footballs. He get 8 games for kicking and punching a woman. Moving on. We can talk about this shit all day. It ain't gonna never make no sense. Any of it. All right. Lakers shut down Brandon Ingram and Lonzo. They hurt. They ain't playing the rest of the year. Lakers not mathematically out of the playoffs, but I think today's loss to the Knicks probably mathematically eliminated them. I'm just talking because you can't lose to the Knicks. I think they lost to the Knicks twice this year. Like, come on, man. Not a team with LeBron, but it is what it is. The funniest thing that happened last week was the Jenny Buss article by Rick Bucher, right? They were talking about trading LeBron, and she was furious with all the Anthony Davis stuff, and Rich Paul and was mad and all that. So, it was talking about trading LeBron, and I was listening to a pod, and they were talking about 2 of the possible destinations that they might try to trade LeBron to would have been Boston and Milwaukee. And I said, wait a minute, I'm from the mill. So we can get Brown with Giannis and all that? Like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Brian got to show his worth right now because he need another number one. And if he can be another number one, maybe now he can do the Shaq D-Wade. Maybe he can do the D-Wade Brian shit. Maybe he can do the whatever needs to happen to make that number one changing of the guard so that we can still win and you still viable getting your 20-something points a game. I don't know if LeBron can be the man still right now. You know what I mean? Remember, when he went out, they was 4th in the West, but they were 2 games out of that 9th spot. You know what I mean? It's real shit like that people got to understand. I love Brown. I'm a Brown fan, but man, it's just so much going on around this LeBron stuff that I don't like. I don't like the negativity. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like if y'all gonna trade him then. Trade him to get him up out of there. If y'all don't think it's worth him being there for the sake of everybody else that's there, then of course you got to cut your L's. But if it's just this year, which was a year that I remember Rachel Nichols always said, we can't waste a year. LeBron, he's in his 16th year. We don't waste a year. We got to go for it this year. There's a lot of saving face. We didn't do what we needed to do to go get Paul George. We didn't put enough out there for Kawhi. We put everything out there for Anthony Davis, and now we mad because it broke up the team. These cats tired and ended up hearing about they're going to get traded for somebody. I don't know. It's crazy. What if they get Zion? What they going to do now? They going to trade Bron? They're going to trade Zion to go get Anthony Davis? New Orleans ain't going to never get that deal to the Lakers. So then what? Then you don't get AD. Now you got 2 years left on your contract. Why would AD want to come to the Lakers? Like, it's just too much. So the LeBron trade talk, it might heat up. You know what I'm saying? He moved out there for a reason. Now, but it's business, and he understands that. So it is what it is, man. Moving on. Westbrook's blow up with the fans, okay? Fans had to be held accountable, right? Players are human, right? So fans got ejected and suspended from coming back to Utah. It's reportedly that Utah is one of the notorious places where fans act a little crazier and wild with the NBA players, preferably the African American ones in the league. Okay. They have video Westbrook talking about I'll fuck you up and I'll fuck your wife up, so I can see somebody talking crazy, standing up, and they woman there holding a beer, like, yeah, and pointing and talking crazy too. And since you talking crazy with your man, I'm going to say, Westbrook wild out. Right. Knowing he wasn't going to hit no woman, you know what I'm saying, that we want to think that, but he said, I'll fuck you and your wife up. You know what I'm saying? Where you watch Black Ink, Caesar said, oh, Donna talking crazy? Oh, I'm going to fuck Alex up then. Since I can't hit you, I'm going to hit Alex then, like your man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a crazy way of thinking, but Westbrook was fined $25K for threatening language, and a fan was suspended indefinitely after the interviews and reports from the fans, like I said. So, yes, at least Westbrook didn't get suspended. But is he looked at bad because he threatened a woman, threatening language? You know what I mean? Like, did that make him bad? Did he get caught up? You know what I'm saying? It's like they expect people to be perfect. Everybody make mistakes, man. I don't know nobody that live a perfect day. I had to let that pause on that. Nobody lives a perfect day. Moving on. Malcolm Brogdon. Man, right now with the Bucks, this is a crazy situation. He's out. I believe it's a lower extremity injury. They're talking about he's out 6 to 8 weeks. That's a big loss for the Bucks. He played his part. I didn't like last year how they were using him. He was rookie of the year before, and they was bringing him off the bench when they really could have started him with right now it's just slipping my mind. But Bledsoe, I just didn't like how it went with the whole stuff, and that right there made me not rock with Bledsoe like that all the way, because I'm like, man, they ain't playing Brogdon, need a rookie of the year when they should. So, but it's all good. He'll be back. Now, today, we welcome Philly to the meal, right? Career high for Giannis. He had 52 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 points in the loss to the 76ers. But Embiid had 40 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 assists. I really didn't watch the game because I was asleep, because I had a late night celebrating our 6-year anniversary of winning the state title. So I was up to about 7 in the morning, fam. Went to bed when the light was out. Lost my phone and everything at the crib. How that happened? So, but man, Giannis, the amount of space he takes up with these steps, man. The playoffs is going to be for real, man, because it's a lot of matchups, and, you get to focus in on these matchups, and it's going to be something real. It ain't going to be what everybody think it's going to be. So, I can't wait. But, yeah, Giannis and Embiid got off today. It's going back and forth. Embiid is nice. So, speaking of the playoffs, let's look at the current NBA playoff picture right now. So, we got, I know some of the shifts got two of the joints got shifted around. So let me get it right now. So let's go East Coast, Eastern Conference first. We got Milwaukee and Miami. The regular season series is tied 1-1. I think the Bucks just won the other day. So now that's 2-1. They got that. We got Toronto and Brooklyn now. I have to look at their season series because went the other thing. So we got the 2-7 Toronto, Brooklyn. We got the 3-6 Philadelphia, Detroit. We got the 4-5 Indiana and Boston. So as we looking at, it's going to fluctuate all the way to the thing, up and down, up and down, up and down. People going to be playing for position. Now we look at the West Coast. We got Golden State and the Clippers now, who fell to the 8th spot. All these are games between each other. Then for the 2-7, we got the Denver and Nuggets and the Utah Jazz. And then the 3-6 is Houston, San Antonio, and the 4-5 is Portland, OKC. So those pretty much staying solid. It's them bottom ones, that 8 and that 2 seed is the ones that's going to fluctuate. So that's what we're looking at it right now. We're keeping an eye on the confidence in the clutch, where everybody's going to set up so we know what's going on. Now, Zion. Return to the ACC. Return to college basketball. Return to the world. In the quarterfinal, he came with a damn near perfect game. 13 for 13 from the field, 29 points, 14 rebounds, 5 steals, and Duke's 84-72 win versus Syracuse. He played in a modified version of the Kyrie 4s, not the 5s, but the 4s. Nike went to Durham, down to Duke, to custom fit Zion for the shoes. Reported he doesn't like the LeBrons. Kyrie are a higher sitting shoe than those PGs that he bust through. So he looked good. Then the next day he returned to the 31-11 and 74-73 win versus North Carolina for the first time this season. The other 2 games he didn't play. The one game he busted his shoe within the first 36 seconds, and the other game he was out. Then today, 21-5-2 in the conference tournament final versus Florida State. Player of the tournament, Zion Williams. Perfect time to come back for him. Now, they're the number 1 overall seed in the NCAA. Do they got a shot to win the Big Ten? Everybody does. And while we're talking about it, let's look at the 60-18 field. We ain't doing our picks until the Wednesday episode, though. I got to look through the bracket, make my bracket, and do what it do. But if you look at the field right now, we got the number ones. Duke is the number one overall one. We got Virginia. We got North Carolina, Gonzaga. And then we're like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then we got the number twos. We got Michigan State, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Michigan. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there were 11 conferences that had multiple teams out of 32 conferences in the Division I field, right? If you're looking at these first 8, the top 8, the national champion going to come from them 8. They separated themselves, right? The thing is, I really think Michigan State shouldn't have to go against Duke, because if you the top 2, you shouldn't have to go against the top 1, right? It should flip-flop kind of. So Michigan should have went against Duke, and you flip-flopped them joints. Kentucky should have went against Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Michigan State against Gonzaga. If we go in the seeding process, right? It shouldn't have. That's how it should have went. So if it was me, they need to make sure if they reseeding that, seed them properly in a 1 through 8 seeding. Don't do it the way they did it. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, y'all. So like I said, we're gonna go through the tournament later, yo. So I got an album review. That 2 Chainz, man, and I ain't did an album review in a couple months maybe, because I just be on other stuff. But 2 Chainz rapper go to the league. This is 2 Chainz' seminal album, if you ask me. The best of his career. He found his lane. He found his flow. His bars got better. You can listen from the start without skipping a track. Something on there for everybody. The guest star plays perfectly. Production is tight. One of the best produced albums so far I've heard in 2019 as far as production. The sequence of tracks on point. Maybe Brian is a good A&R. If 2 Chainz took his ideas for real, maybe he is a good A&R, because the sequencing of the track is nice too. That's what A&Rs do. The Knife Wonder produced Threat to Society is one of the standout track. You can hear it on ESPN right now. Never get the credit I deserve. I don't know if you're hearing every word. That's what he do. And he got other songs on there. Statute of Limitations and Mama Hit a Lick, and you know what I'm saying? He got some, but the first one with Marsha Ambrosius, man, the chorus is just crucial. The album is cold, man. So, Confidence in the Clutch, our album and movie reviews are 5-star scale, Hall of Fame, Superstar, All-Star, Starter, Bench. So we're giving this a superstar. We're giving this the 4 out of 5. This is his seminal album. This is his blueprint. This is his Illmatic. This is his Doggy Style. This is his The Chronic. You know what I'm saying? This is his Graduation. This is his album that's like, yo, this album is dope. It's going to be one of them albums, a timeless classic album. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to 2 Chainz for giving us that fire, man. And that's it, man. Listen, we'll be back on Wednesday because we got to do our men's and our women's 64 team bracket. I'm going to break it down and figure out where I'm coming at, who making the Sweet 16, who coming to the Elite 8, who making the Final Four, and who winning this joint on both sides of the ball. I'm going to do my work for y'all for that. Whatever else going on in the world of news, hip-hop, whatever's going on, man, y'all know we're going to give y'all that hotness with the Confidence in the Clutch. Shout out to the Washington boys basketball team. Shout out to Martin Luther for winning the Division Division 3 title, state title this yesterday. Shout out to Nicolay Knights winning the Division 2 going against the Washington team. Nicolay just had too much. You know what I'm saying? They had too much. You can't have 6'9", 6'9", 6'7" on the front line, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you can combat that, it's kind of hard. But it was a decent game. I had Washington because I got people over there, but it was a good game to watch. 2 brothers coaching, second time in WIA history. It's gonna be good. Confidence in the Clutch. We're gonna do something with that, though. We got something to do with that. So, as far as getting everybody together, for something historic, and that's it, y'all. So, get up out of here, man. I'm exhausted, man. A lot of stuff going on tomorrow. So, whether it's the game of basketball or the game of life, you gotta have confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence. Pressure makes diamonds. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck. Stay woke or get out. Go ball or bust. You can't fit in when you're standing out. Listen to Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, YouTube, and at confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com. Subscribe, rate, and review. Hit that bell button to get notifications of new episodes. It's important. Visit us on Facebook at Confidence in the Clutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at K in the K. You have a good, peaceful night and a good couple days at work. I will be getting back at y'all on Wednesday, y'all. Confidence in the Clutch. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3, in the Clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the Clutch.
Confidence in the Clutch.